First tonight, the Middle East is teetering on the brink of all-out war after Israel launched unprecedented strikes on Iran, claiming its regime was weaponising uranium to make a nuclear bomb. The attack began around 3 a.m. local time, hitting nuclear sites and ballistic missile systems, as well as targeted strikes on apartment buildings, killing multiple nuclear scientists and military officials. Tonight, Iran has responded, launching drones and vowing Israel and the US will pay dearly.
Strike and counter-strike. As Israel and Iran enter open conflict, Israel launched first in what it said was a preemptive strike. 200 fighter jets hitting 100 targets across Iran. An apartment building in the capital left burning, another partially collapsed. Israel says this will cripple Iran's ability to build nuclear weapons.
We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb.
And it's not over yet. Netanyahu is vowing the attacks will continue for days, for as long as it takes.
Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal.
3 of Iran's most powerful men have been killed, including the commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard and the chief of the armed forces, via a statement read by local media. Iran's supreme leader said Israel had prepared a bitter and painful fate for itself, and going on to say they will definitely receive it. And with that, the country launched 100 drones towards Israel, with US military bases also likely targets. Preemptively, non-essential American staff had been evacuated across the Middle East. But as the attack started, the US distanced itself from Israel. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Israel advised us that they believe this action is necessary for its self-defense, the US Secretary of State said. World leaders, including Australia's PM, calling for calm.
We want to see these issues resolved through dialogue.
That's not happening yet. Israel says it's intercepted dozens of Iran's drones, but still in Tel Aviv, hospitals are moving underground as residents rush for supplies.
We really want to stock up on first necessary stuff and be able to have some water and some food in case we can't leave our houses tomorrow.
The threat of a broad Middle East war sent global oil prices soaring up more than 10%. Flights are now being diverted around Iran, Israel, Iraq and Jordan. The world watching and waiting for who will strike next and where. Samara Gardner for 10 News First.
So how did it come to this? Iran's nuclear program has long been a red line for Israel, which warns the regime is working to build nuclear weapons. And through covert operations, assassinations and sabotage, Israel and the US have spent decades working to stop it. It began with cyber attacks on Iranian labs, deploying computer viruses to disable the equipment that enriches uranium. Scientists working on the program were also targeted, with at least 6 key researchers believed to have been assassinated since 2007. There were diplomatic attempts too. In 2012, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called for the international community to step in. 3 years later, the Iran nuclear deal was reached, which saw America, China, France, Germany, Russia, the UK and the European Union agree to reduce sanctions on Iran in exchange for restrictions on the level of enriched uranium they could possess. That agreement was short-lived. Donald Trump withdrew the US in 2018, and since then Iran has increased production. This year, a UN watchdog found that Iran now has enough near-weapons-grade uranium to make 9 nuclear bombs. The US has been quick to distance itself from this latest Israeli attack, and the Wall Street Journal is reporting that Trump had privately urged Netanyahu not to hit Iran as recently as Monday. The fear here is US operations in the region will be directly targeted, dragging America and its forces into another war in the Middle East.